Stressing is not fun. Hey sluts, and welcome back to another video, you guys. If you guys have not followed me on my Instagram or my TikTok, it'll be somewhere up here on the screen. Go ahead and follow me, you guys. I would greatly appreciate. And today we are going to be talking about, let me pull up my phone for a second. We're going to be talking about stressing about things that we cannot control. And I'm kind of going through a little bit of this, to be honest with you guys. I'm going through a little bit of a transition in a way where it's like I have done everything in my power that I can do, and it's in the hands of another person, and it's just a waiting game. That's kind of the little pickle that I'm stuck in. And like, I have learned, or I have taught myself, there is no point in stressing, especially if it does harm to you. Shocker, but stress can literally kill you. No joke. Stress can literally do damage to you. And when it comes to unnecessary things that, again, we cannot control, we shouldn't have to stress about it. You know, the universe has a weird way of making things work. Everything works out. You know, as much as I hate saying it because it's said so much and blah, 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 and as hard as it may be to believe that right now, everything eventually will work out. Sometimes things are tough. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes things are a little bit rough. You can only control so much. You can only control so much, but you can't control everything. That's the thing. If you're waiting to, for example, let's say you're applying to a job, right? You're waiting to apply to get this job. It's like your dream job, right? Dream job. You've always wanted it. You've always dreamed of this, right? And you've done everything. You've called them. You've submitted the application. You went through the first interview process, maybe second interview process. You did all that, right? There's nothing else more than you can do now. So now it's just a waiting game. You shouldn't have to stress about it. You never know, you know? You don't need to stress about something that you can't be in control of. I know it's scary. I know it's nerve-wracking. I know some things may not be easy. But if everything was easy, if everything was so, you know, you can instantly do it, instantly get this, whatever, then nobody would really be working for it. And I believe that the most important thing that you can do for yourself is to take care of yourself. Your health is very important. Whether you do have an illness, whether you don't, whether you're perfectly healthy, or whether you have some sort of long-term illness, the most important thing is to take care of yourself. And that also includes not stressing about things that you can't control. We can control the process of how we do things. We can control our emotions. We can control how we see things. We cannot control other people. We cannot control the process when it comes to another person's responsibility. So if you're sending an application, for example, it's that person's responsibility to look at the application, accept or deny, or move on to the next process. And you can't control what that person's going to do. So why the fuck are we going to be stressing and worrying and panicking about, oh my goodness, I hope I get this. Oh my gosh, I hope. And then you what? You can't sleep. You can't eat. You're always thinking about it. You're panicking. You're thinking of the worst. You're thinking of the best. You're planning this stuff, unplanning that stuff. It's so much that can happen in your brain right up here that can do so much damage in here. It can do so much damage in here. Stress has been something that sometimes I don't realize that I'm doing, or that I have sometimes. There will be points where I know I'm super stressed and I know I'm like, oh my gosh, and I want to get it over with. And then I do get it over with, and it's like, it takes so much out of me. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, you know that feeling when your throat is like stuck and it just burns in here because you're like, oh my god, I want to get over this. Sometimes it happens when people don't have a hard time having uncomfortable conversations. That's the stress that I have had before in previous occasions where I'm like, oh my god, I want this to be over. I don't want to say the wrong thing, blah, blah, blah. I'm stressing about finding this information, doing this, you know. And then when it's finally over, I'm like, oh my god, I can breathe. But like, gosh, I didn't realize how much it took a toll on me personally. You don't realize that you're stressing until you get over it, or past it, should I say, and then you feel the aftermath of it. Because that's happened to me a couple times where, especially recently this happened, but where I'll do something or I'll say something or someone does something and it like stresses me out, and I don't realize that I'm stressed out because I'm in the moment and in my feelings and everything until after the fact, where I cool down, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, everything feels so tight around here. I'm like trying to like breathe and trying to like calm myself down and everything. It's a lot. It is a fucking lot. And that is why it is very important to not stress. People don't talk about this enough, I feel like, but stress does kill. Stress kills. And some of you guys may be like, well, how do I not stress? How do I not stress out about this, blah, blah, blah. The easiest way to not stress about things, to be honest with you, is going to be distractions. Since I don't want to stress about my current situation, I have bought a few books to read. Because when it comes to books and physical media, you can get lost in it so fast, and it's so good. So I bought a few books that I want to read until then, so I don't have to think about this specific thing and worry about this specific thing and panic and spiral over it. So the first thing I would say is to distract yourself, whether that's starting a new show, watching a bunch of movies on your watch list, media, working out even, starting a new project, crafts are always fun to do. Just distracting yourself so that way you don't have to stress about something that's out of your control is a good way to start. I'm trying to think of other ways, but I just really started with that one strong, to be honest. That's one emotion that I don't like. Is it an emotion? Is stress an emotion? I don't know. But that's just something that I don't like feeling. I don't like feeling stressed. And thankfully, throughout the years, I have done some work within myself to kind of just be nonchalant about some things. Obviously, as you guys can tell, I'm not a nonchalant person, clearly. I care too much. Sometimes I care too little for some stuff. You know, I react. I'm very in tune with my emotions. But the best way to not stress out is to just kind of have this I don't give a fuck attitude, which is a little bit crazy, right? Because you're like, well, you're supposed to kind of give a fuck. And like, I get that. But if you have the I don't give a fuck mentality, you let go of so much. That's been my experience. You know, if something goes wrong, I'm not going to freak out and panic because I can figure out a way to undo that or fix that if it happened. Sure, I can stress out about it. Sure, I can panic and be like, I gotta fix this. But instead, I choose to have the, oh, I don't give a fuck. It's gonna work out. Tomorrow's a new day. We'll get this done. We'll get this fixed. It's no problem. We can have a conversation, or whether that's a fallout with a friend or something, you know, some tension builds up, whatever, cool. For me, I don't stress out about it. You gotta take every day little by little. That's the thing. And not everything can be fixed like this, like that. Sometimes it may take a little bit of a while. And so for me, it's not in the sense that I have this I don't give a fuck attitude in a bad way, but more of just like, this'll get done. This'll get fixed. There's no point in stressing about it if you can't even do something about it, you know? So in my brain, I'm always like, it's gonna get fixed. We can handle this. We can tackle this. There's no need to panic over something that you can control or have some control, you know? But when it comes to other stuff where you can't have control over, there's no point in stressing personally. There's no point in stressing about things that you cannot control. You don't have a hand in, unfortunately. Like, you've done everything you could. At that point, it's the other person. And this could also go for like breakups or falling out with friends. Again, you could do so much to the point where if the other person doesn't want to do anything, or if they do and they just need time, you can't control that. You need to give it time. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's really not the end of the world, because it'll be worse if you do stress about it. And then come to find out you have health problems in the future. And those are not fun. It's just it's an ongoing stress cycle. Don't stress out about things you can't control. Only control what you can. And if you can just distract yourself, that's something you can control. You know, okay, today I'm going to read a chapter of my book to distract myself. I have control over reading my book and wanting to or not. So therefore, I can do this. It's all about finding different ways to do things that won't make you think about something, because when you start to distract yourself, it could come at any moment. You'll probably forget about it, and then it'll come and you're like, oh my god, good news, I got it. Oh my god, good news, I got accepted. Oh my god, good news, it's approved. Oh my god, you know. And that's such a beautiful feeling. Alright, I think that is it for this video. I don't have that much to say, because I will go in circles. You guys know this about me. If you guys do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, you guys. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, again, all my social media will be down below over here as well, you guys. Hold my hands and we'll say this together. I will not accept a life I do not deserve. And I will see you guys in the next video.